Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video, music, because what I'm about to reveal isn't something most men ever notice, and it could completely change the way you read women. I want you to pause for a moment and think about the last time a woman gave you mixed signals. Maybe she laughed at your jokes a little too long or caught your gaze when she thought you weren't looking. You shrugged it off. You convinced yourself it was nothing. But here's the truth. Women are often wired to hide attraction to protect themselves from appearing vulnerable. So if a woman likes you but is trying not to show it, she's sending signals that are almost invisible, but your ability to see them can make all the difference. The first sign is subtle, almost imperceptible, but it's there in the little things. Her attention lingers longer than it should. You might notice her glance just a fraction of a second too long. She'll catch you staring, then look away, but you feel that tiny pull, that sense that she wanted you to see her watching. Men often miss this because it's disguised as casual interaction. But a woman who's interested will find ways to let her eyes linger, even if she's trying not to. She's testing the waters, seeing how you respond, keeping herself safe while secretly inviting connection. Notice how she mirrors your movements without realizing it. Lean forward, and she leans forward too. Take a sip of your drink, and she follows. This is not coincidence. Mirroring is a subconscious way humans express attraction, a hidden dance that women perform instinctively when they feel drawn to someone. If you start to catch these small, almost accidental synchronizations, it's a powerful clue. She likes you, but she's playing it cool. Another thing to watch for is the way she talks about other men around you. She might tease you about them, lightly compare you, or even pretend disinterest when her tone betrays subtle pride. Women often do this to gauge your reaction to see if you notice her hints without outright admitting her feelings. By now, you're beginning to understand that reading a woman isn't about chasing words. It's about noticing patterns in behavior, the silent, secret signs that most men completely overlook. And the ones who can spot them, they're the ones who command a woman's attention without even saying a word. Here's something almost no man understands. When a woman likes you but hides it, her body betrays her before her words ever do. The way she positions herself around you, even without realizing it, is a silent confession. Watch closely. Her feet or shoulders often point toward you, even in a crowded room. She may cross her arms or laugh nervously, trying to mask it, but her body is drawn to you like a magnet. Music. This is instinctive. She can fight it all she wants, but her body will always speak the truth before her mouth does. Pay attention to how she touches herself or fidgets subtly when you're near. A strand of hair tucked behind her ear, music adjusting her sleeve, or brushing at her neck isn't random. These micro movements are her mind's way of coping with attraction. Music. She wants to look composed, in control, and unaffected. Yet every small gesture betrays her underlying interest. Then there's her smile, not the casual smile she gives everyone, music, but the one that lingers just a beat too long with a sparkle in her eyes. A woman who likes you may try to hide it with a polite laugh or minimal expression, music, but genuine warmth leaks through. You'll feel it in your chest, a quiet electric pull that something more is happening, but only if you're tuned in to the subtle cues. Another invisible signal is her sudden curiosity about your life. She might ask questions that seem ordinary, but there's an undercurrent. She's studying you, memorizing details, connecting dots. She's building a mental picture of who you are, what makes you tick, and where she fits into that world. And if she's doing this while pretending to be indifferent, that's a powerful indicator of hidden attraction. You'll also notice how she reacts when other women are around you. Slight jealousy, a quiet shift in tone, or even playful teasing directed at you. It's all subconscious. Music. She doesn't want to show it outright, so she cloaks it in humor or casual remarks. But the intent is there. Here's the reality every man needs to grasp: music. Attraction is rarely loud when women feel the need to protect themselves. The clues are always there: music, layered, subtle, almost invisible. Men who fail to see them, they walk past opportunity after opportunity, thinking nothing is happening. But the ones who learn to read these hidden signals, they suddenly understand her world, her desires, and her secret intentions in ways most men never will. Now, let's get even deeper, because this is where most men completely miss the truth. A woman who likes you but is hiding it will drop verbal breadcrumbs without realizing it. Music. These are tiny, almost accidental hints in the way she speaks, the jokes she makes, or the questions she music asks. It's subtle, but once you start noticing, it becomes impossible to ignore. For example, listen for how often she brings you into her world. She'll casually mention places she goes, experiences she has, or people she interacts with. And she'll do it in a way that tests if you're paying attention. She isn't just talking, she's inviting you to see yourself there, to imagine a connection without saying it outright. This is a protective way of showing interest while maintaining control. Another verbal signal is playful teasing or light challenges. She might joke about your habits, push back on something you say, or pretend to mock you. But underneath that, there's a hidden admiration. Women often hide attraction with teasing because it allows them to express attention without vulnerability. Every time she teases, pay attention. There's often a glimmer of warmth, a hesitation, or a lingering smile that betrays her true feelings. Notice also how she talks about the future, but subtly includes you. A woman trying not to show interest might say, "It would be fun if someone like you was there." Or, "You'd probably love this," almost as an afterthought. She's planting seeds, testing how you react, gauging whether you're aware of her underlying intent. Then there's her tone and laughter. Men think laughter is just about humor, but it's much deeper. A woman who likes you will often laugh a little differently around you, lighter, softer, sometimes delayed, reflecting excitement or nervousness. Even if she tries to mask it with casual conversation, her voice reveals what her lips attempt to hide. Pay attention to how often she remembers details you've mentioned. Music. She may not bring them up directly, but references, subtle acknowledgments, or small callbacks show she's mentally holding on to every word. That's attraction disguised as attentiveness. Most men see it as normal conversation. The truth is, music, she's giving away her interest in every sentence. Understanding these verbal cues separates the men who are invisible to her from the men she secretly notices. It's not about chasing. It's about recognizing signals she leaves intentionally or unconsciously. Once you learn to read these clues, music, you start seeing the hidden language of attraction, an unspoken code that most men never even realize exists. Now, let's talk about actions, because words and glances only go so far. A woman who likes you but is trying not to show it will act in ways that contradict what she says. Her behavior will leak her interest even when her mouth denies it. And here's the key. Men often ignore this because they focus on what she says instead of what she does. You'll notice small favors or thoughtful gestures. She might do something seemingly insignificant. Bring you a coffee, share an article, or remember your favorite song. These aren't random acts. They're her way of signaling that you matter without openly admitting it. She wants you to feel her presence, to notice her care, but she also wants to maintain control and avoid vulnerability. Then there's proximity. Even if she acts aloof, she'll find ways to be near you, whether it's sitting closer in a group, brushing past you, or showing up where you are. This isn't just coincidence. Subconsciously, she's drawn to your energy. She's testing the invisible thread that connects you, keeping herself in a safe zone while still signaling interest. You'll also see protective or defensive behavior. She might subtly challenge other women around you, make small claims in a playful way, or position herself in ways that guard her attention for you. Again, she's hiding it, but her actions betray her attraction. Music. She wants you to notice without her having to admit it. Another powerful clue is how she reacts when you pull away or ignore her. If she likes you, even pretending not to care will bring a visible flicker of emotion. A fleeting glance, a tightened jaw, a nervous laugh, or a subtle attempt to re-engage. These micro-reactions are instinctual. They reveal her mind wrestling with attraction while trying to maintain composure. Finally, music. Watch for patterns over time. Single gestures can be dismissed, but consistent behavior tells the real story. The woman who likes you but hides it will repeatedly create situations that connect you to, test your responses, and leave traces of attention you might only notice if you're truly paying attention. Here's the truth men rarely understand. Actions never lie. Words often do. If you want to decode hidden attraction, you must focus on what she does, not what she says. Learn to see these invisible patterns, and suddenly the woman you thought was indifferent is revealing her interest in a quiet, unmistakable, and irresistible way. Now, let's step into the emotional world she tries to hide. Music. Because this is where most men completely miss the signs. A woman who likes you but is trying not to show it is constantly balancing desire and restraint. Her emotions are there bubbling just below the surface, and if you learn to notice them, music, you'll see her hidden truth. One of the clearest signs is her emotional reactions to your moods. If you're happy, she mirrors that joy, sometimes even exaggerating it in subtle ways. If you're sad or frustrated, she instinctively softens, leans music in, or finds ways to soothe you, even while acting casual. She doesn't want you to know how much your state affects her, but her subconscious can't hide it. She's emotionally invested in you without admitting it. You'll also notice moments of vulnerability, fleeting as they may be. A woman who likes you may slip little hints of her inner world, a personal story, a laugh that borders on nervousness, a comment revealing her values. These moments are brief because she fears exposing herself fully, but if you pay attention, they reveal a deep desire to connect. Then, there's how she reacts when you compliment or notice her. A casual comment about her laugh, her eyes, or her presence may cause her to blush, look away, or respond with playful denial. She's hiding interest, but her emotional reaction is impossible to fake. Every subtle smile, quick glance, or quiet chuckle is a window into her attraction. Another emotional signal is her protective instincts over your attention. She may quietly compete with distractions in the room, steer conversations toward you, or subtly attempt to make you feel seen and valued. She's doing this without making it obvious because she doesn't want to appear desperate. Yet, her actions reveal the truth. She cares more than she lets on. Finally, pay attention to her lingering presence in your thoughts and interactions. She might remember small details you've shared, reference them later, or create inside jokes you didn't even realize were forming. These are emotional breadcrumbs, proof that she's invested in you. Music, even when her behavior seems indifferent. Here's the reality every man should understand. Women are complex. Music and attraction isn't always loud or obvious. The signs you're missing are not in what she says. They're in how she feels. Music reacts and shows up for you subtly, again and again. If you can tune into these emotional cues, you'll unlock a secret world of attention, desire, music, and hidden attraction most men never even notice. Now let's uncover the final layer. The unmistakable signs she likes you, but is determined not to show music it. These are the clues that separate the men who stay invisible from the ones she secretly notices and remembers. If you've been paying attention so far, music, this is where it all comes together. One of the most powerful indicators is her investment in your life without announcing it. She'll go out of her way to notice small things, your hobbies, your favorite foods, Even the way you organize your day, and she'll act on them subtly. Maybe she recommends a book you'll love, tags you in music, a post, or sends a song that reminds her of you. These gestures are almost invisible to the casual observer, but they're deliberate. Music. She wants to connect without exposing herself fully. Then there's the paradox of push and pull. She'll act distant at times, almost cold, as if to test your patience or gauge your interest, only to draw closer in ways you can't ignore. It's instinctual. She's guarding her heart while silently hoping you'll notice and respond. Music. Men often misread this as disinterest, but it's the hidden language of attraction. You'll also see her attention through subtle communication cues. A text that appears casual but is perfectly timed. A comment that seems offhand but carries layered meaning, or a story that's shared just for you. She's constantly creating a trail of connection carefully hidden under the guise of normal behavior. This is the art of concealment, attraction disguised as everyday life. Another unmistakable sign is the way she reacts when someone else flirts with you. A micro-expression, a blink, a slight jaw clench, a quick music glance can betray more than words ever could. She may laugh or appear indifferent, but her emotional response leaks through a silent signal that she notices and feels it more deeply than she lets on. Finally, pay attention to consistency over time. Music. Random gestures can be coincidences, but repeated patterns are proof. She will find ways to show interest, test your awareness, and create connection, all while maintaining a carefully controlled exterior. This consistency, often unnoticed, music, by men, is the hallmark of hidden attraction. Here's the final truth. Women are masters at masking desire. But attraction is never fully hidden. If you learn to read the signs, the lingering glances, the subtle gestures, the emotional breadcrumbs, you'll see the reality that most men completely miss. You'll understand when a woman likes you, even when she's trying her hardest not to show it. Music. That knowledge is powerful. That knowledge changes.